Hi and good morning. So, so let's step into today's challenge. Let's go to problems. Move this over here. Um, and go to problems and select difficulty to medium and randomly pick. Yeah. So, score of parentheses. Given a balance parenthesis string S, return the score of the string. The score of a balanced parenthesis string is based on the following rules. This an open and close has score of 1. AB has score of A plus B, where A and B are balanced parentheses string. A with parentheses has score of 2xa, where A is a balanced parentheses string. Example, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 2. So the okay, from what I understand, this is a hash maps question, string and stack. Okay, I see. So given a balanced parenthesis string S, return the score of a string. The score of a balanced parenthesis string is based on the following rule. This has a score of 1. AB has a score of A plus B, where A and B are balanced parenthesis string, okay? And A has a score of 2A, where A, so this is 2 because A plus this is 2 because A plus B, right? And this is 2 times A, which is 2. That is 2 times 2. This should be 4, right? AB has a score AB has a score of A plus B, where A and B are balanced parentheses strings. Where A and B are balanced parentheses strings. If this, that means this is this case. So it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be 1 plus 1. It's gonna be 1 plus 1, which is 2. And then 2 times 1 is also 2. Okay. 2 times A. So if we have this string, one way to solve this would be to use a stack. So this, and then it is expected that to use a stack. So we open the stack and close the stack also. So put this in a stack. Wait a minute. I forgot to put on the timer. Let's put on the timer for 15 minutes. Okay. So if we have an open and a closed, sorry, hold up. If you have an open and a closed tag like this, if you have an open and a close parenthesis like this, and we need a variable to store the score, do we? We need a variable to store the score. Put this in, take it out. Put this in, take it out. Put this in. So this can be quite tricky. AB has a score of A plus B. Yeah, A and B are both balanced parentheses. One thing we can do is um um whenever the stack is empty, we whenever a stack is empty, okay, wait, we can pick the last item. We can always pick the last item in this stack, right? We can always pick the item in the stack, right? So what we could do is, when you are going through this, we start at this, we write it to the stack, and we'll first find if this is like a beginning, we write it to the stack, and if it's an write it to the stack, and if we encounter a closed one, we add one to the number, right? We add one to the number, and then we start open this, and then it's open again, and then we know that this is inside, this is open again, and then the closing and closing, then we have to know somehow that this is 2x. Okay, so the question, it looks like we need to keep track of a number while we do the computations, but what is also quite confusing is how to know if this is like an AB pattern or a parenthesis A pattern. It's core of a string. Okay, so we can actually and this is quite tricky. If okay, is there any hints? No, it feels like this is going to be an easy question. Stack. So we have to use a stack to first start at this and let's see. Not sure the best way that this would work. Mm. Not sure the best way that this would work, but um, I could start by if this is an open bracket, push to the stack. If it's a closed bracket, pull out from the stack. Save one here. Save one here. This is going to be an easy one. And then we are looping through all these items, and we start at this, and then we unstack. And we know, okay, the count is 1. And I don't know. Not sure how exactly to go about this, but I'm totally clueless. But I'm totally clueless. But if we start at I'm totally clueless actually. Okay. So the value of an opening is dependent on okay. So one thing else we can do is we are looking through all these items, and we can find the item in the previous stack, right, or the last put item. So if we enter the first item and then the second item, and then we want to pick if the last item in the array is an open, we know this is 2x, right? We know this is 2x, and then we'll go to the next one, we pop. When we pop, this is 2 times, then add um 2 times this one, 2 times this one. In this case, we start at 1, we will end at 1. When we're ending, we know that okay, the score is, I don't know, but I feel like the way to go about this is to have I feel like the way to go about this is to have a um a building score. In fact, let's just see how. Okay, it's a balanced parenthesis string. Okay, but let's say we start at this is an opening string, and then whenever we say closing string, we assign. Can we start at the middle? If we start at the middle, we know we're going to have a balance. Not really. Can't start at the middle. So we start at the first. Write this to the stack, and then unstack. Whenever we see this, we calculate this to be 1, right? If we start at this, and the next item is this, we know that is a double, and then we calculate this to be times, and then when we start at this, we then add the 2. Now there's some kind of recursiveness. I think there's some kind of recursion inside of here, or I think there's some kind of recursion inside of there, or a way to track this. But let's just see the editorial to this. So let me just read and see if I can save time by knowing the answer. So I've got to quickly run along, but the solution includes adding 0 for every opening, and adding 1 for each closing. That's the solution. And then multiplying based on the previous one here. Unfortunately, I'm out of time, and I have to go on to something else. But if I have some time tomorrow, I'm going to begin with this question. So thank you and see you tomorrow.